All
Uh-oh.
right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME Scoops.com.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chuck was ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
Eye patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, the fine print's out of the way. It's time to roll. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the stream's picking us up just fine this time. And it looks like it is. Surprisingly enough. Wow. Maybe technology actually does work if you know how to use it. So we've got Chuck in. I believe the comments are coming through, so everybody's all hooked in there and everything. So hopefully that all works okay. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Just making sure we've got that echo out of there tonight, and we've got a winner to announce too, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, for Copper Meg, which I guess I should mention, we had a little bit of confusion on the whole deal with the Copper Meg. I wanted everybody to comment on the live stream video after we were done, and some people got it confused with another video, which is fine. I mean, I went through, I found everybody. We just basically threw their names in a basket and drew a name, and then I had to try and track it down because it was something I didn't quite recognize. But I listened to I went and checked out their YouTube channel, and I thought, well, that name does sound familiar. And they haven't done any videos in quite some time, but I checked out one of their videos and I'm going, I know that voice. And I'm pretty sure I know who it is, and we'll announce them later in the stream. Hopefully they're watching, but I'll give them a week to get back to me.
There you go. They got a week. Hi, everybody. A lot of people in the chat tonight. My goodness. Yes, that is a powder horn. It's not terribly old. It was probably 1920s. And it is a horn. So, hey, Frank. I saw Steve in there. No, Frank, I am not. Or no, Steve, I am not. That's answering his question. He knows what I'm talking about. It's flying tonight. We warmed up today. It got above zero a long ways into the 20s. The salt's starting to work, but that made the roads pure slush and tones were dropping, and we were going to car accidents, house fire last night. Just a bunch of stuff going on. Just slow down, everybody. If you're up here in the north, Frank, pick it up a little bit. I need more ugly boxes, will you?
And Aquatex.
And Aquatex and Threshers.
And Reboots.
And they're both great headphones, okay? So I'm in the middle. I got friends on each side building different stuff, so I sell them both. And I've used them both, and they both work well, okay? And, of course, Frank, he came through. He's got more coming for me. But there seems to be a shortage of the book. The ugly book is in short supply. I've only got a couple here that will go out with boxes. So they'll be coming, but it's not going to happen overnight the way I understand it. So I'll still keep selling the kits, and they can get the book later on. There's good instructions with it.
Nice.
Well,
and it is. It's always good if especially for people that are just getting into electrolysis, it's always good, I think, to start out with the whole kit like that. So they've got the gators, the box, the brine, the book.
Right. So,
and if they go and check the links, they've even got links here for the electrolysis bootcamp videos. I think I still carry those links.
Yep. And that's in there. And our friends out of Detecting Adventure and DA, and I support all of them as best as I can. So got a lot of Facebook users in there tonight.
Right.
Celeste, how you doing? Who else I see? Dennis and Mike Lacquamat, and Barb's in the house. Shannon, the Bortners are in. So we got and new names. So it's great. It's really great. It's working.
Yeah, and from the response I'm getting over on the YouTube side, everybody seems to say the audio sounds okay this time. So I think we've conquered the echo.
Good. Yeah, it's nice and clear. Everything's working on my end. They finally got the net back up, the phone system back up. But this afternoon, somebody decided that they would spread salt on our road, and they had the truck up a little high and caught the cross line from the main power line over to the neighbor's house. knocked out the northern half of the neighborhood. They had to drop the line. They got us back up. There's one house left without power. They had to drop a new pole in. They hit it that hard. So between everything else running back and forth and some problems at the fire station with build-up snow and ice, it's been a busy day. I'd much rather have been south detecting, I can tell you that. Would you like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Well, there's no detecting going on right now unless you're looking for snow.
Yeah. And we've got more
Unless
coming.
you've got-
I will send that east as fast as I can for you guys and gals, okay?
There you go. You heard it here first, Steve.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know we certainly don't need it. People are getting a kick out of sharing a meme around here saying that they're done with their 7-day free trial of Alaska.
Yes. And during the whole time we were below zero, getting all the snow, downtown Nome, Alaska was plus 25 degrees. While we were down at 15 below. So Nome won.
Yeah, that just ain't fair. That ain't right.
No.
But what do you do? I mean, it is what it is. Definitely. But I'm glad to see that the way it seems, we got the echo out. Your internet seems to be holding well, so that's a plus. That was 2 of the 3 glitches from Sunday. And then if everything goes smoothly tonight, then soon I should be able to incorporate the call feature back in.
Good. We'll get that set up and get people on. And hey, Ian, how you doing, buddy? Dennis, yeah, it's about time to hit the snow piles here in about a month. Pick up what's left over in them. He was talking about hit March snow piles.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
You gotta go to the better
perfect
stores.
time to bring that up.
You got to go to the better stores, Dennis.
I'm not.
Go to those type of places. They got a better grade of jewelry.
Right. Of course, I don't know. Maybe if you go to the cheaper stores, that's where you find a better grade of jewelry, because people that go to the cheaper stores, that's how they keep a hold of their better pieces of jewelry, is shopping at those cheaper stores.
Yep. I mean, it's a fact. It's just like hunting beaches.
Yeah.
There's different levels of beach. So there's different levels of jewelry found.
Yeah, and different levels of hunting, and that is one. A lot of people do like to go around and check where they pile up the snow from the snowplows when they're clearing the parking lots and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I actually talked to a guy once that he was one of the lot sweepers, that he would run the little Jeep or whatever around and sweep up the parking lots and all of that. And he would actually find enough spare change and jewelry that he could pay for him and his wife to go on vacation, usually once a year.
Ian's telling me to be beach hunting. I'm getting ready to go beach hunting. Ian, I'm heading out.
Right.
A couple weeks.
Speaking of which, Ron and Gretchen are already over there, as you know, and he's already done a ring return.
Yes, he has. He's done 2, I think. And the first trip, which was, he did 1 then also. So he's done a couple over there, and they're doing well. And the weather looks really tough as they're in the pool. And
yeah, it's just killing me.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. So,
but soon enough, you'll be over there enjoying that.
Mm-hmm. Need a break.
With the way the weather is, I'm sure it's not coming near fast enough.
No, we're supposed to get a couple rounds of snow here, and then after that, another Arctic blast, then a warm up. And they're worried about the warm up because we've got so much snow. Where's the water going to go? Well, where it always
Right.
goes.
It all melts and then it runs off, and where's it going to go to?
That's right. So, but that's cool. I mean, get out and do something. I don't know if Frank's taking groups out yet down there. Steve,
I don't know.
Steve, you ought to go down and hunt with Frank. He can probably show you how to do it. Ooh.
The weather might be nicer.
Yeah. That's the whole point of the trip for me. Let go wander a beach. If I find something, wait a little bit, and then swing over by the palapa and get a drink.
Right. Yeah, enjoy the weather.
Right.
Enjoy the beach, and if there's any finds made, well, hey, that's a bonus.
Right.
Especially
And
if it's a nice find.
Somebody's asking about I&I Club doing a spring hunt. Or June hunt. They were going to. They did not get the venue they wanted for the dates they wanted or other dates. It got booked up in one day, and they didn't make it through, so they don't want to host it unless they can have that venue. They'll do some smaller events. They'll be announced, but it won't be the big one. And sorry about that, but I work with the club. That is their choice.
Right. Well, and I mean, quite honestly, there's some other things going on too. That things just
Yes, and there is. There's some.
Everybody needs to get their ducks in a row, and then I expect they'll be back for 25.
Yeah, digging, buddy. I'll get a chance. I'll do you some show and tell. What do you want to see? I got the ugly box here tonight. That's show and tell. There you go. Frank, y'all like that.
And we're doing okay as long as nobody says Josh. I ain't got my wig.
No.
Although Tam did
dye your hair.
Tell me to do that.
You got to come on screen with that.
Tam did tell me to do that. She's like, you did pick up that wig that you did not wear to DTH. You could wear that.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. So, but has anybody gotten out at all? Or are we all snowbound? Be interesting.
I'm pretty sure Frank's not snowbound.
Well, I heard it was going to drop below 50 there, and that was going to freeze him out.
Yeah, I think he was going to try to borrow Mark's emergency stick of firewood.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll see. Roger King says snowbound. Frank says he's sandbound.
Yeah. Tough life.
32 this Saturday for him. Give me a break. That's shirt sleeve here now.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Shannon, frozen solid. What's up down there, huh, Shannon? Doggone it.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of them, it seems like they're froze up.
Yeah. ORH, I was scraping ice this afternoon on a roof. So with the guys, we got it freed up and got it it warmed up a lot, water dammed up at the drains, and we had to get that ice dam out of there and get it draining. And that was right before they pulled our power lines down.
Yeah, it's just been a heck of a day for you.
Oh, I've been busy. Trust me. I'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any problem there.
Fire. So
shouldn't be any problem there at all.
No. So we haven't heard much news from the manufacturers lately, other than changes in pricing and availabilities are pretty good now, except for some of the knocked-up material in here. They got plenty of the AccuPointers. I like that AccuPointer. It's a good pinpointer.
That thing is an extremely durable pinpointer, and with that, what do they call that plastic piece in the back under the charging port, under the charging cover, the trumpet, I think.
You can hear
that makes that pinpointer loud.
Yes, it does. That's nice. And
Yeah.
if you plug that in with dirt, you're really going to have to clean it, because it's not like the little 4-dot speakers on others that a swipe of the thumb and some mud, you can't hear it anymore. So then you got to go get the mud and stuff out of it. This is pretty nice. They did some homework and got things correct.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely, they did
heavy duty testing with the Garrett, the AccuPoint, and the Profine 40, and an old one that you can no longer get that I believe is the deepest pinpointer they ever manufactured, and that was the one that Ronnie DeGhetto sold years ago. They're no longer available. I still have it, still works, it still gets
the Land and Seas.
The Land and Sea, but it was pulse induction. So when you were running a standard detector and you turned it on, if your coil was anywhere near it and you were linked up with your detector, that thing would chatter loud. But if you just swung the coil out of the way, it did very well. And on different testing, by burying things at 4, 5, 6 inches deep, putting them in a hole and trying it, the Profine 40 and the AccuPoint were real close to each other. I mean, we're measuring under a half an inch. Now, the Land and Sea got every one of them by over an inch. But that was pulse induction.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not made anymore, and things are like that.
Right.
Yeah. Dan,
I see Digging Buddy
got that prospecting was on. We talked prospecting here too, Dan.
That's right.
We've got.
I see that Digging Buddy says that the tip come off of his AccuPoint when he was scraping the ground with it. He's not sure how to feel about that.
Oh, well.
Well, and that's one of the things that we had kind of discussed early on when the AccuPoint was released was, you know, how well that tip's going to stay on there. I mean, it's not going to affect the performance at all. It's still going to be a very good performing pinpointer.
Right.
Just pick it up, pop it back on, I guess, or duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah, Don, nothing beats a gold pan, a golden pan bottom. I'll agree with you on that. But
right there you go. It's always nice to see a little yellow.
If you want to see some yellow, go to Shooters and Prospectors on Facebook. And there's some gold prospecting up in Alaska that I've done, and you'll see from 2-ounce to 7-ounce nuggets.
Or Shooters and Prospectors on YouTube. You got that big nugget on there on video.
It's on YouTube. You go to my YouTube channel and check that out. I don't put a lot of YouTube up, but when I do, I'll guarantee you it's something pretty good.
It was good.
There's one that I found just right after that was a 2-ouncer. So, and we're heading back up. We'll head back up to what hopefully is not a great white at that time and know them again this summer. And I'm hoping that their net will support us one night, and I'll have the camera out and we'll actually get you some live shots out of Nome, Alaska.
Nice.
Up with Mr. Pomeranke. I think he's going to be there, and we can do a little gold prospecting talk on the highest level you can imagine.
Right. Yeah. When it comes to gold prospecting, there's some very knowledgeable people out there, but the numbers start to thin when you get to his caliber.
That's right. That's right.
He's something else.
There's not too many that equal him in what he dug.
Yeah, especially if you could tally up everything he's recovered out of Alaska over the years.
Yep. So, and there's others I could maybe drag on there that are from the area up there. We'll see. I'll have to work it out when I get there.
Yeah, we don't know if reception will allow it.
Tam asking live shots of bears too. Not if I can help it. Might see some musk.
You might be able to see live shots of the direction the bear's going because somebody's got the camera facing the direction they're running.
That's right.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Maury Hansen reports he's heading down to the Gulf. He might be able to dig in the sand. Maury, welcome.
Oh, I'm sure that won't be a problem at all. Hopefully they find some gold in the scoop.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But Ron Ganazzo and his group, and I'll be with him in a week or two, and they've been doing pretty well on the beaches in Aruba. I've seen several others that are further south in the Caribbean that find a few things here lately. So things are coming up, but it's not in this part of the world for sure.
Yeah. Right now, the only thing coming up around here is the temperatures, and it ain't by much.
Not enough. So what was the qualification on your copper for him to win?
Oh, yeah. On the Copper Meg, we just wanted everybody to wait until after the live video was available for the replay, and then they could go into the video there on the Beyond Sight and Sound YouTube channel and just leave a comment whatever, but make sure that somewhere in there you had, I want the Copper Meg. And there were a few people that got confused on how to find the video, I believe, because with doing all of the transitions, there was also the a video of the podcast side letting people that follow the podcast know that we were going to be streaming. And therefore, when I had mentioned, leave the comment on the video that says 114.24, I don't know if I had mentioned 114.24 let's stream or just 114.24, but I did mention after the live was over, and they were leaving it on another video. A couple of people did, but that's okay. We went ahead and got their names too, because this is something new to everybody, so we're kind of ironing out the wrinkles. And there was one gentleman that had contacted me, Mike McGee had contacted me saying that for some reason he couldn't comment on the video. I'm not sure why it wouldn't let him, because it was letting other people comment. So we went ahead and wrote his name down too and got that into the basket and everything. And basically that's all they had to do was just leave that comment. And then we were going to take everybody and randomly select a winner from those. And we did that. And the whole reason why I'm trying to get everyone to leave the comment on the video after the live is done, after the live stream is done, leave the comment here on the YouTube video, is because that way then I've got everybody in one spot, and then it's a lot less work on my end, because all I have to do is go through and use a random comment picker basically, and it'll grab someone's name and we can go, okay, well, this is the winner. So with that in mind, that's I couldn't do that this time because there were comments on two different videos, and then there was one person that they were trying to get entered that they couldn't leave a comment for some reason. So we just had to write them all down, throw them in a basket, and draw a name, and that's what we did. So as long as everything's working smooth tonight, I wasn't planning on doing this because, believe me, the prize pool ain't very big. I can't pull too many of these things out of my hat. But I figured if everything was working well, and it seems like it is, then we'll announce the winner from Sunday that won a copper mag, and then I'll give everyone the opportunity to try one more time.
Okay.
So they'll have the chance to get themselves in the running for a copper mag tonight. But they're going to have to leave the comment on this video after the stream that's titled 11724. Let's test the stream and announce a winner. And I think the easiest way to do that, it seems like on my end things show up a little differently, but if somebody goes on to the Beyond Sight and Sound YouTube channel, they may not see it right there if they're on videos or the main channel page. They may have to click on the live tab because that's where the live streams are held at.
Okay, Josh,
And
got a question for you. Out of the chat, somebody says, "What's a copper mag?" Digging Buddy wants to know.
Digging Buddy wants to know what a copper mag is, huh? Well, people may get a kick out of this if I can pull this off again. I don't know. Here we go. I'll see if I can work one in here again. I know people got a kick out of it Sunday because it looked like you were about to get bit. But we'll give that a few seconds and maybe I can get it to come up on the screen. I mean, sometimes the system doesn't like me doing things.
It's up, Josh, but since I have a half screen, I can't see it all. And there you go. It's a copper shark.
So it's a 1 ounce copper round. It's it's got a megalodon shark on it. 1 ounce copper round. These things are sharp. They're a popular one. They're almost as popular as the Zombuffs. People really get a kick out of them, and right now in the chat, I'm sure somebody's saying we need a bigger boat.
That's what I said.
Right? But yeah, that was a copper meg.
Megalodon.
Short for megalodon shark.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, they don't make sharks like that anymore. Thank God.
Thank God. Well, they keep saying there's one out there somewhere.
Well, there could be. I mean, 70% of the globe is covered in water.
That's right. And I'm not going to go troll for one.
No, not me. Me neither. Me neither. But yeah, we'll give everybody a chance to try and win a copper mag tonight after the stream. So once it's done, they will have to come back and they'll click on the live tab, and then they can leave the comment on the video, I want the copper mag. You can put anything else with the comment you want, but you got to make sure you have that in the comment. And then I'll let this one run until, let's see, Saturday the 27th, I think, is when I'll quit allowing people to enter, and we'll announce that on the stream of the 28th. We'll do it that way.
I'm reading the posts over here. Frank Ladon. And somebody that you know and I know said Frank Ladork. And somebody called him Pete Ladon. And Mike threw the best one out there. I'd sooner face a Meg than the X. Okay, we're done with that.
Right, that sounds about right.
Steve,
course,
behave.
Right?
Sorry. I'm just telling him to behave.
Yep. We do have mods in the chat.
Oh, you
So
didn't say
anyway,
anything. I just told him to behave for a change.
I don't know. That's tough for him. I'm not sure that he knows how.
No. And Frank's not
Who
there to
knows?
keep him in line.
Right? Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So I guess we could announce the winner from Sunday's stream.
Go for it.
And that winner, that took me a little bit. And I'm pretty sure I was able to put 2 and 2 together and figure out who had this YouTube account. I believe it come up as something like NHRR or something like that, otherwise known as Yankee Down South Adventures. And I'm pretty sure that's Greg Papalo. And if I'm right,
Okay.
he's a lucky guy. He's a lucky guy because he just won Monday, I think.
Really? Good. He needs a little luck.
Yeah.
He's been going through some things.
On Detect America, he won. And I know a couple of years ago, there around Christmas, he was on quite a streak.
Uh-oh. Shannon has now threatened him with a wooden spoon. Now my wife with a wooden spoon is pretty accurate on a right hand back cuff to the back seat for the boys. You know,
Right.
They were acting up. Whack! Ooh, wow. And she got him. So look out, fellas. If Shannon's close to that, you're going to get whopped with a spoon. Frank says he won. Greg won 3 Gold Diggers gift certificates in one night.
Yeah, and I think they were $500 gift certificates.
Ooh,
that night.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy. But Tom Kingery, I think, he says that, yeah, he's pretty sure that's Greg Papalo. So Yankee Down South Adventures, if I'm right, and it is Greg Papalo, you've got a week to contact me with your shipping information. Otherwise, I go back and select another name.
Right. Frank
That's
says,
just the way we'll do that.
Right. Frank says they were $100 gifts each, but Steve's whining at 15 degrees. Good golly, that's a summer blast.
Right. Yeah, I'd take 15 degrees right now compared to what we have had.
Yeah. We got up in the 20s today late. The sun was out and it was, well, I'm walking around just outside in a sweater when it was like that. It's amazing how you acclimate to that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can agree. Definitely. So yeah, that's our winner from Sunday. So that one is over, but everyone will get another chance tonight. And that one, I will announce the winner on the 28th, which I guess now is a good time too to bring up a question. Many of the people dropping in, they've followed the podcast side for years.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of names. Detecting beds.
The live stream side, though, people are just starting to get used to and everything. So, what do you folks prefer? Audio podcast or video live stream?
Interesting.
Let us know. Let us know.
Shannon says 19 there, but it feels like 9. Pretty close to us, Shannon.
Yeah, right. Because from what I've been hearing from people that caught Sunday's stream, They seem to prefer the stream and the live chat over the audio, just a strictly audio podcast.
Ian
And there are,
Ian agrees with you. He wants live.
well, everybody wants live one way or the other. Even the podcast is live, but it seems like everybody seems to be preferring the video live stream. And I mean, we can still keep the audio podcast side up for folks. It'll just be the audio of the live stream. And furthermore, a lot of people prefer the YouTube live stream chat as opposed to the Facebook live stream chat. Not, and either way, Facebook, YouTube, they all seem to prefer it over the Spreaker chat.
Oh, Ian's after you to get live. He wants to see you on the podcast.
Yeah, well, I got to get lighting up.
That's
Believe
good.
me, it won't help. It won't help for cosmetics, but that's the way it goes. And like I said, I don't have my hair on tonight. Don't have my wig on. Although Tam keeps pushing me to get that wig out and do that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Give it time, and it's a lot easier to, I think, going in, at least these first few episodes. Everybody still sees the cover art for the show so that they can make the association, where some people may not know what's going on yet.
Now, Don Went makes a point. If we can watch Steve, I'm sure we can put up with your looks. And that's what he said. That's a quote. That's just a quote.
Oh, the first thing that pops into my head is...
I say the same thing.
The first thing that pops into my mind is the D.A. Hookah episode. And if people can deal with that, they can deal with me.
There you go.
Maybe. Hey, can you dig it in the house, I do believe.
Hey, Shelly, how you doing? We'll have to get Shelly on some night. She's got to talk to us about her upcoming hunt again.
Oh, well, then I definitely got to get my wig out, because she's always got something going on. Usually she's got crazy glasses.
I just got to find a place to stay in Jersey.
Right?
So.
Everybody did have a blast at their last hunt, though. They did a good job with it from everything I heard.
I heard that. Kudos to them. That's good. That's good.
And I want to say they've got, I believe, locations lined up for this year and next year, and maybe beyond that.
Well, we got some good hunts coming up all the way around. So I got some travel hooked up, and I'm going with some of the clan over to England and down to Aruba, and up taking my crew up to Alaska. So we'll be having a good time.
Right. Melissa Smith. Hello, Chuck.
Chuck. Hello, Melissa Smith. Have a great day. Oh, she says she has 3 years of locations.
3 years ready.
Good girl. Way to go. That's
way to stack them up like cordwood.
Within itself is hooking a location for everybody to come in on and be comfortable, and the owners to be comfortable with what's going on like that. And that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's tough for a lot of people to be able to find a location that will accommodate. And for you to have locations lined up for 3 years, that's
good
awesome.
job.
That is phenomenal. And I know that the Bortners really got a kick out of it when they went to the last one.
So
They had a blast.
well, I think those two show up, they can have a blast anywhere they go. Good fun people.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I usually tell people if you run into them somewhere and you don't utilize the opportunity to meet them, or you're not having a blast with them, you're not doing something right, because I don't see how you can't go somewhere with those two and not have a blast. It's always been a great time.
Shelley put up that the Bortners were shell shocked. Was that Shelley shocked or just shell shocked?
I think they were just flat out shocked.
There you go.
But
Shannon,
that's me.
she's city life's not for her, not for me either.
No. I mean, not that where I'm at is necessarily all that big, but I did used to live, well, basically in the capital of the state, and yeah, not my cup of tea. I wasn't necessarily living in the best location though either. I mean, I was living in a location that I think it was 2 weeks before I decided to move back into this area. There had been a police officer ran down by a car when he was on foot patrol. They literally came off of the street to hit him.
Really?
Purposefully. Yeah. It's
Thank you. So
it's something else when you can wake up in the morning and the morning radio show has inmates from the state prison calling in with song requests. Definitely an odd area. I mean, we'd get up at 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and you'd hear Wampus and Wolf Boy on the radio, and people calling in requesting, Megadeth and Iron Maiden and stuff like that. It's like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Calm down, guys.
Michael, I agree with you. It is the city of Florida. And Facebook,
there you go.
You a PM, Josh Kimmel. So, one of my favorite states to go wander around in is Wyoming, and of course Alaska. In both those states, you can go out and you can be nowhere, literally nowhere, other than you're in Wyoming or Alaska, and nobody's going to be there to bother you. So,
exactly.
Which bothers my wife. She doesn't mind being out there. It's just there's no shopping.
Right. And the way it sounds, if people are attending FH10, they will have a chance at a copper meg, because it sounds like Greg is going to add it to the
very cool,
to the FH10 prize pool. Very cool.
He's one of our Facebook users. I'm over on the podcast side or the cast side here instead of over on Facebook tonight.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I can't see names from Facebook users, so I'm over on that side because it seems to be working better than Facebook was. It seems to be.
Okay. Right. And then I'm just over kind of lurking around the YouTube side because I'm not following the chat entirely or anything, but every now and then I'll look over and catch a comment.
Right.
So
yeah,
very cool. That sounds. It's a nice price for FH10.
Yep, yeah, it is. And Greg, I'll make it back down to one of the Florida hunts here in the future, but the opportunities for Aruba just drew me away.
Too good to pass up.
Yes. Okay, Dave Wimp. what app are we using to StreamYard? Or if StreamYard can allow names to be seen ahead of time. I don't know what he exactly means about that. So there's a question for you, Josh.
Okay.
Josh, IT guy. I'm just a user along with him. He has me on the show. So I'll leave it at that.
So
Questions
a lot
like
of the times when, say, Shelley's live, Detect America is live, you may see above their video stream that it says, please click below the link below and allow StreamYard permission to use your name. And if you go and do that, then you will show up. We won't just see you as a Facebook user. And that's why you'll hear Frank or Steve or Ronnie sometimes saying, well, we're checking Facebook, or Frank saying, well, all I'm seeing is Facebook user, and it gets a little confusing, and that's one of the reasons why I'm staying over on the YouTube side, because I can follow that chat, I can see everybody's names rather than jumping between two different Facebook pages. And if I do it from the studio side, it brings everybody's comments into one comment thread, and that's just a bit much for me to try and follow, especially with a lot of Facebook users.
right.
And one of these nights, maybe I'll have to throw the link out there too. But watching this side of it on YouTube, I can see everybody's names basically. And it's not that we can't see everybody's names, because some names do come through that have allowed StreamYard permission to use their name, so it shows up in the chat. That's all you're doing is telling them it's okay to allow it to show up on
Okay.
our side so that we can see who you are.
Don says, he said, okay, you're using StreamYard, but so YouTube is the primary? Is that correct? Or YouTube primarily?
Well, I'm primarily using YouTube just because of the way I run my system. YouTube is easier for me to follow. We
Right.
cast to Facebook as well, so that way people have options. And it confuses some people, because I mean, with the issues that were going on, people wanted a live show, they wanted a live chat that they could interact in, things like that. This was the quickest way to get that up and going, and to triple stream like that, to multi-stream, that was the quickest way to let people know that we were still doing the show. And then some people don't like the fact that there's options. So yeah, I don't know. Some people, you try to give them what they want, and they'll find something else that they're not happy about with it. This was the best solution to the situation at hand.
Get him,
So
Bart.
hopefully that answers it.
So
That's the way it is.
and Shannon put it up there right. It's a dual stream, basically. Or Don put it up for Shannon. Dual stream, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
Frankly, yes. So everybody understands.
Yeah. I mean, I'm throwing it over here to YouTube, and it's also going out to 2 Facebook groups, because Detect America were kind enough. They wanted us to cast over there if that's what we were going to be doing. So we're actually putting it in Detect America and Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group.
Right.
It's just to give people options, see what they think. If they decide they prefer the YouTube side better, then maybe we'll pull it out of Facebook. If they decide they like the Facebook side better, maybe we'll pull it out of YouTube. But it's not any more strain on me or the system to throw it out there in 3 spots. Sometimes it's nice to have options.
So that's
where we're
getting
at.
the bugs worked out of this, as we've said, and make sure things are working well. And we're going to bring some guests on and you'll get to see them and talk with them, and that's all coming. And of course, we'll have more. I'm hoping to do another Dig Your Plug sometime with the whole group, and we'll have some fun with that, and then bring a few friends on.
Right. And with the with the problems with the previous hosting service, everything was so much up in the air that it's like, okay, let me get the audio podcast settled back into place and get that to where it's okay. Then we'll focus on the live stream side. It's just with the issues that were going on, I was forced to have to do the live stream sooner than expected, so we're making adjustments on the fly with it.
Okay.
And then once everything's worked out, absolutely, we'll get back to getting some folks on here.
Good. We're getting things worked out, getting it rolling again. We'll get some others on. We'll try to do, like I said, bring some guests on. And I've been working on a couple guys. Hopefully they'll come on for us, and we'll have them chatting one night, and I'll announce them when they say yes.
Then I'll have to make sure we're ready for them.
There you go.
But I think we're getting closer. So hopefully I should be able to incorporate the call feature back in very soon. I know I've had it in there before, so it shouldn't be a whole lot of trouble. And we'll see what happens there.
Melissa says she likes both, and Facebook allows connecting without a timer. YouTube is really wonderful for live feed. Well, right now we're doing both.
Right. Sometimes you take the best of both of them.
That's right. And I hope to do some remotes from some of the locations I'm going to this year. I'm going to try to. Well, I got to take a call. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it ain't good. Yep.
Well. All right. So, yeah, that's where we're at. We'll be bringing back guests, but I want to try to get everything under control here on my end first. And that was one of the reasons why, even though there was issues with the hosting service, I was working on things behind the scenes, doing a little bit here and there in preparations to make the switch. And, well, quite frankly, it took a while. That's why we had the pre-recorded broadcasts for those that follow the podcast side of things. And people who still want to follow the podcast side of things, well, you can always pick us up on your podcast distribution services, whatever you may use, whether that's Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, iTunes, what have you. Or you can pick us up over on PodBean or the PodBean app. So that will always be there. But at this point, the way it's looking, we're probably going to just do the live stream on Wednesdays and Sundays like we would the audio podcast. And then from there, we'll go ahead and we will take the audio from the live stream and we'll upload that to the podcast side of things. And then that will still be there for people who follow the podcast. And I see that, John. I'm almost ready. I got to get the lighting up and all of that. And find the right wig. I don't know. We'll see. So that's another reason why we did the Copper Meg Sunday for somebody to win, which Greg won that. and that will reappear at Florida Hunt 10. And that's why we're throwing a copper meg out tonight. But then once we get everything ironed out, we get all the little quirks and glitches taken care of, then we've got some nice pieces of silver that we can do. We've got what was that? A Morgan silver dollar, a Walker half, a silver Washington quarter, and a Mercury dime, courtesy of Metal Detecting Central Illinois and Mike Laclamette, that can be used for a giveaway. We've got a 1 ounce piece of silver from the Illinois Metal Detecting Association, John and the gang, that can be given away, and we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. But we've got to get to that point first, and I just don't know that I'm ready to say we're at that point yet. Last Sunday stream, there was a little bit of an issue with the bumpers. There was a little bit of an issue with some internet lag on Chuck's side, which that should be tonight. Hasn't been bad, and that should be resolved here soon. Actually, he's upgrading his internet. So we had those issues going on, and then we had the issue with a lot of people were not real sure what they were going to do with things. So we had to figure out what was going on and what we were doing. And that is how things went. So once I think we're ready for it, then we can go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled programming. I don't want to go through and try to get the guests lined up and then find out that there's a glitch. I mean, you've always got to be prepared for a glitch anyway, because of the fact that that's just the nature of the beast when you're doing live. But I don't want to.
I'll have some prizes to throw in too as we go along.
Now we've done something interesting. We've got, okay. I was going to say, we have, at least on the YouTube, there you are, okay. I was going to say, that's interesting. Now we've got a disembodied voice on both sides of the screen. Sneaky guys we are.
John Ramoska. Yes, I have some vintage firefighter stuff. I have a few extinguishers, 1930s eras helmets, things like that. People call me up and say, hey, I got this. Would you like to have it? And it's grown a little bit, and I've got some early fire trucks and vintage things like that, toy ones. And my wife will grab something once in a while. Early patches, a few early house numbers that are made out of wood from, they're guessing, 1820-ish era, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So I've got a few things. Not a lot, not a huge. I know a couple guys, you go in and it's amazing to see what they've got. Then go to the garage, and they've built their own fire station in one of the bays where they have a antique truck sitting there.
Oh, now that's cool.
So, yeah, there's several guys that have restored old trucks.
Yeah, definitely nice to see them when they're restored, but man, is it a task.
Right.
It can definitely be a lot of time and effort and money into a full-scale restoration on some of those. Still, though, very cool. So, I think with that being said,
my wife, decided I need to collect firefighter Christmas ornaments. So there you go. That's one of them.
Ah, nice.
So I've got
Well,
that.
can't beat
I
that.
got firefighter stuff. A couple vintage helmets, old vintage fire coat, round bottom buckets from the brigades. You don't see round bottom buckets too often. They were made so you couldn't put them down. You had to keep passing them.
Right. And
Well,
that's the whole reason why.
Some old extinguishers, the old brass jobs.
Definitely the whole reason why.
Mm-hmm. So, and the girls all like the ornaments. There you go. And I'm just about into
Oh, wow.
myself. I'm vintage firefighter.
Well, you're only as old as you feel.
That's right. I was starting to feel it this afternoon.
Right, starting to feel it a little bit. That's
Yeah.
all right, though. You'll limber up when you get to Aruba.
I'll be limber, I'll tell you that.
Right?
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
Roger.
wrong with that.
Didn't know about the round bottom buckets. They were specifically made for fire brigades when all they had was a trough set around town, like a horse's trough full of water, and they'd set a line up and they'd bring out a couple hundred buckets and start fighting the fire by bucket. And they designed them with a round bottom so they couldn't be set down. They had to keep moving.
Yep. Little bit of history there.
And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people out there that find old silver buttons and badges and gold badges. I found one gold firefighter badge. I've got it here somewhere. It's actually 2.5 inches tall, and it was a chief's badge. They estimate the date of that about 1870, and I dug that, and it's 18 karat gold.
Nice.
There was no inscription in the back, but they thought it was like gifted to the fire chief as he retired.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the 25-year gold watch.
Yep.
Nice. That's definitely a keeper for the collection.
Frank says he found half of a badge, chief's badge.
Yeah, they are out there to be found, just like anything else.
Right.
They'll come up in different conditions, but
Belt fold side, I got a couple of those that I found that, or they wore them on a side shield on their belt, and it got knocked off. So that's stuff you can find.
Yeah, absolutely. Police badges turn up the same way.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've seen some pretty old sheriff's badges from out west that.
Oh yeah.
And a couple of years at the Charles Garrett hunt, a guy found an original Texas Ranger badge.
I remember that.
Remember that?
And that's one, I don't care who you are. That's got to put you over the moon.
Yeah. And those things are about as rare as hen's teeth, man. That's cool stuff. That's
yeah,
really
absolutely.
Cool. So it's not all about coins, relic hunters. Just get to the top of
like,
it to dig it. Dig it all.
Yeah, because you never know what range that signal's going to show up in. I mean, a lot of times some of that good stuff shows up in the ranges that you're going to expect a pull tab or something.
Right. So I'll try.
You may find yourself surprised.
and somebody wants to see them. So maybe we can put some of them on there.
That would be interesting to see. And like you said, them things are rare. Just like the Abe Lincoln campaign pins.
Ooh, I'd love to
Those
have.
things, yeah,
Uh,
those things are extremely
hey,
rare.
there's only been a couple known to be found, and I know one guy that found one, and that was down outside of Quincy, Illinois. He found it, and he was offered quite the chunk of change for that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you find them, that's just about like finding a really nice gold nugget or an authentic slave tag or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
It's out there to be found.
That's
Just
cool.
got to get out there and look for it.
That's pretty cool stuff. I mean, unbelievable. It's like the rarest of the rare of buttons in the Civil War and things like that. I've seen some pretty nice ones. That's the kind of stuff I like to find from the Civil War. I found enough lead I could, wow. But the buttons and the relics part,
Right?
yep, they'd be cool. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what do you
Roger.
think?
Well, I think we've done all right tonight. Everything's, boy, it's running nice. Did anybody have any quality problems? Let us know so we can work on it, please. And audio, anything like that. So we're getting these bugs worked out. And as we move forward, there'll be more. We'll be having some prizes. We'll have guests, and we'll be more back to having the show expanded a little bit, a little nicer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got somebody on the YouTube side saying they really like dog tags. I do too.
Ooh. Anything pre-1900 on dog tags, that's a hot item.
Yeah.
Tokens, dog tags, yeah. So
I've got one of the very ornate ones.
Oh, do you?
Like 1929, I think, Chicago Beehive.
Ooh. That's cool stuff. So,
Yeah,
and folks,
absolutely.
if you want to do show and tell and want to get on with us and show off some of your finds, we'd like to see that.
I'm sure I can probably accommodate that. I would think, anyway.
Mike Lackerman says he can read my lips. You can't hear us, but he can read my lips. What do you think, Mike? How's that? So,
well,
thanks, Greg.
Well, he did specify your lips, because I was going to say, I'm just wondering how he's knowing what I'm saying then.
That's what he's complaining about.
Yeah. That's what happens when you watch with the sound completely turned off.
Hey, Don. No. Don went. No. He knows what I'm talking about.
Right. That's all right. I mean, and obviously it's streaming videos, so there may be a little bit of lags here and there, but not too bad.
Okay. Ohio Relic.
Thanks for bringing that up, Bill.
Yeah. Don't forget, we have the tag here on the tube at Beyond Sight and Sound. Okay.
Yeah. And that puts up a big neon sign for me. So I guess that's a good way to catch my attention too.
There you go.
Like if I'm not looking in directly at the camera so Mike can read my lips. But what do you do? You got to have fun with it, right?
That's right. That's what we're here for. We want you guys to tell us your stories. We want you to come on with us. So if you feel like you got something that you want to show, talk about, good hunt. There's no bad hunt in my mind, unless you dropped your detector in 100 feet of water and can't retrieve it. That's a bad hunt. So get a hold of Josh or myself. We'll schedule you on and bring forth, if you got arrowheads, fire department collectibles, what you doing? We like to see that. We like to talk about it. It gives people something else to sit and talk about. It beats the hell out of the politics on TV. And
right. And who wants to watch the weather right now? Boo.
No. What you guys have heard me say this a long time. The weather warriors only have to be 50% right, and they're getting paid for that. Nothing against them. I'm just saying that's the way it is.
They can be completely wrong, and they're still getting paid.
Yep.
I mean, hey, they do better than me. Right, wrong, or otherwise, I ain't getting paid.
Yep. So, and if you want to talk to people about detectors, maybe we get Andy Sabish on. We can get some of the other. We get Frank on there, Lopergallo, and talk about the MANTICORE. I'm liking that MANTICORE, folks.
Oh yeah. And speaking earlier, you said something about availability. How is the availability on the accessory coils for the MANTICORE?
Slow.
Still slow? Okay.
Yep. I do have 1 8-inch, but I'm kind of hoarding that.
I would be too.
That's going down to Aruba with me, I think. Hey, Kevin.
Ooh.
Mark's Detecting Bits. That's Kevin Barkley. Yes, that locket is gorgeous.
Ah, okay. Now I'm.
And the pictures in it, and the pictures are period. They are to the time. That is a neat find. I would rather find something like that than any old Barber Dime or Merc or anything. That thing's beautiful.
Finally, it clicks for me.
Right.
I've been seeing the channel name in the chat, and I'm trying to place it, wondering if I recognize who that is or not. Now I do. It finally clicked. I'm a little slow sometimes. What can I say?
Right.
At least I'm in a hobby where slow's a good thing.
Yep.
Unless, of course, a bear's chasing you. Then maybe not so much.
Don went. He wished they went with a 6-inch round. Well, I haven't got to run the 8-inch electrical yet. So right now I had the 6-inch round on the 3030. Frank is selling one of his 3030s. If anybody's looking, he's all MANTICORE now. That's a heck of a machine. Ronnie and I were just talking about them and comparing them across with other ones. And that MANTICORE's features, and I've talked with a couple others this week, how much they're liking it. And that's cool. And Mike Laclement, look up Kevin Barkley and YouTube, and there's a video and there's photographs of that silver pendant with the period pictures in it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
And that, I believe, came out of a farm field.
And it's always really eerie if it's got the dirt in it and you're trying to clean it off and you get some liquid behind it and that picture starts to show up. Whether it stays or not is another story, but it's always eerie when that happens. The experience never gets old for me.
So I'm going to see if I can get a few more of those 8-inch in, because I know there's people wanting them that have contacted me, and see if I can get a couple more of them in now, because they usually send me a notification, the distributors, saying we have more coming in. You're on the list. You're going to get 2 or you're going to get 3. And lately it hasn't been happening with the weather being the way it is, and post-Christmas inventories, everything went down, of course, things like that. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here
Right.
for a little bit, and you take care, my friends. Everybody be safe out there. Thanks for stopping in tonight and having a chat with us, and let us know. You want to get on and show some of your finds and talk about your experiences. We'd sure like to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down for that. I don't know that we're through all the fine tuning, but I think we're through enough that we can start doing things like that, things of that nature. And I know Frank's always, I mean, you got to poke and prod him a little bit, maybe bribe him a little bit, but usually you can get him to talk for a little bit about something.
Okay. Well,
So, all right.
Later.
We'll see you, Chuck.
See you, buddy.
So, obviously, well, not obviously, hopefully, I'll put it that way. Hopefully, the stream runs smoother tonight than it did Sunday. Now, for everybody that's in there, don't forget, if you want a shot at the Copper Meg, once the live stream is done, come back to the Beyond Sight and Sound YouTube channel. Click on the live tab. You'll find the video there. You can leave the comment, I want the Copper Meg. Comment whatever, but make sure you've got that comment in there. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because it makes it a little easier for me to be able to find everybody's name in one spot, and then obviously we can do what we can anyway to try and get you into the drawing and make you a winner. But we appreciate everybody for dropping by. I think we'll go ahead. We'll try to continue Wednesdays, Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, and see how things go. Have a wonderful evening, folks, and thanks again.
We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.